Scorpio, welcome to your bonus reading. We are going to do a see what pops up reading where we just see what pops up. Thank you guys so much for your likes, comments, and support. Because you came in first, you get this bonus reading and the extended is for free. So I really hope that you enjoy that. All right, so this is what came out in the cleansing ceremony for you, Scorpio. We had the Page of Pentacles, Eight of Swords in reverse, Chariot in reverse, with the Seven of Pentacles. So with the Page of Pentacles here, it felt like you may be dealing with someone who's a little bit immature when it comes to finances or the physical realm. This could indicate, you know, someone younger than you, or perhaps a situation with a child, but it kind of feels like something that is just not mature right now physically. With the Eight of Swords in reverse, it's telling me that you're having difficulty with your limiting beliefs around this. It seems like you are breaking them. Like you're focused on trying to get out of those mental patterns, but it still feels like you could be in a little bit of a loop. With the Chariot in reverse, it can indicate that things are not moving forward in the way that you necessarily want them to, or I'm hearing that it feels like you're not in the driver's seat right now. And with the Seven of Pentacles, when this came out, it felt like this was your goal. And the Seven of Pentacles is when you are, you know, reaping what you sow, basically, in a good way. And it does highlight the pentacle aspect. So, you know, she had this garden that she created, you know, and now it's producing fruit that she is harvesting. So again, with this aspect of something being a little bit immature, it's kind of like, you know, if you plant an apple orchard, right? You're not going to have, you know, thousands of apples overnight. It takes years for those trees to mature. So that's what it kind of feels like, is like you've done something that you know is going to be worthwhile. The Page of Pentacles is still a very high vibrational aspect of physical reality. It's not a queen or king yet. You know, it's still a little bit underdeveloped, but it's still on the right track to become the queen or king of pentacles, especially for where it's at, if that makes sense, right? It's like this little boy, look at him. You know, he's doing his mathematics and geometry and stuff. He's very aware of the physical realm, way beyond what people his age typically know about the material. So I do feel a certain advancement, but again, it still is immature. And I don't mean immature like it's silly goose. It's just there's some aspect of time for the maturation in order for you to get what you want out of the situation. And then we had meditate using smack. So it seems like you may be trying to actually meditate more often, and that may be part of getting out of these mental loops and limiting beliefs, but it is a fighting type with smack. So it seems like this fighting energy is coming in and sort of putting the smack down is what I'm hearing. And with Stantler using big charge, there could be some sort of big charge that's going on. That, again, it could be a financial sort of situation. So it may be that you have to invest a lot in front or something like that. But originally I had read that as big change. So there could be, for some of you, it might be a charge. For some of you, it might be a change. And then we have Tantrum using Giga Impact. So again, we have another fighting type that is causing a Giga Impact. That's a big impact on it, right? Whatever is being charged or changed, it's causing an impact. And with Tantrum, this can indicate sort of tyrant energy or tantrum energy as well. So we are going to obviously see a little bit more of what this is. And like I said, we're just going to see what pops up. And if there's any questions that come intuitively along the way, I will ask them. So I hope that you're doing well, Scorpio. I hope that you're doing very, very, very well. Just an announcement, my books are closed, but I do have my Astrology 101 and 201 available in my shop. Those will only be up for probably about another month or so before I retire them for something in the future. I also have my Tarot 101 class if you want to learn how to read your own cards as well. All right, let's see here. Scorpio, what's going on? What's going on? I heard like things may be popping off. I feel like this wants to come out too. Ace of Cups, Two of Swords in reverse. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Ace of Cups. This is your cup is overflowing full. This is the card of unconditional love, of an emotional offering, a love offering. So I love to see that. With the Two of Swords in reverse, it seems like, you know, Two of Swords in reverse can indicate that, you know, nothing's being hidden. You're not sort of withholding information, or no one's withholding information from you. There seems to be a flow and ease when it comes to communication. Any sort of conversation that perhaps in the past that you used to sort of have in your own head. So it's like, you know, maybe you want to have a conversation with a person, but instead of actually speaking, you're like speaking for them in your own head and playing both parts. It seems like that has been completed. Ooh, with the star, we love it. So things are aligning. You are being divinely aligned. You may also be more into star alignment, so you might be working with astrology a little bit more. Oh yeah, another thing I would like to announce to you, Scorpio, my podcast along with Star Nectar Astrology and Inner Sky Alchemy, we have released our official True Sky Crew podcast, which is all about True Sky Astrology. If you're interested, please check that out. You can look here on YouTube, True Sky Astrology. Lots more to come. But anyway, yeah, star. Beautiful. Alignment, getting into alignment. Let's see what's the light energy here. Dark energy in reverse. We love to see it, Scorpio. I mean, you rule the dark energy, right? You rule darkness. You rule the shadow. And it seems like you have transcended it. So whatever shadow work in the past, it seems like you have, it's like, I kind of want to say integrate, but it's like you've overcome something. And obviously that is really working well for you because boom, you have the Ace of Cups, which is a really great card to have. So with the dark energy in the light coming out in reverse, it's saying, you know, you brought that shadow aspect to light and now it's reversed. So it's no longer really influencing you in that way. Awesome. And in the shadow, we have Pikachu using Nuzzle and Quick Attack. So it seems like maybe the darkness that you've overcome are ego stories that are quick to attack. Pikachu represents the solar plexus. And also likability, right? Pikachu is well known. You pretty much can't go anywhere in the world and find somebody who doesn't know who Pikachu is, right? Even if they don't know Pokemon, you pretty much have seen Pikachu. You probably know the name. And so it does seem like, yeah, you've sort of conquered a lot of these ego stories here. And with Nuzzle, it seems like, again, with the Ace of Cups, things are softening for you. You may be in sort of like a cuddly relationship. Maybe you're spending a little bit more time with animals or pets or whatever it is, but it really feels like you've softened really beautifully, Scorpio. And I'm so proud of you because as a tropical Scorpio, I know exactly how hard it is to soften. So congratulations. Let's see what it says. It says it raises its tail to check its surroundings. The tail is sometimes struck by lightning in this pose. So it's talking about raising its tail. And again, those are the stories of the past, right? Our tails. So it seems like when you are relaying these old stories of the past, you're getting struck by lightning in these aha moments. It's like you're figuring it out, and that's how you're changing your mental state. And again, we saw that 8 of Swords in reverse, which is those mental loops, right? Self-limiting beliefs. And it was in reverse. So they're still there, but they're, like I said, it feels like you're working on getting rid of them. So when these mental loops are coming up, it feels like you're like, aha, I got it. And that's how you are overcoming the shadow aspect or the dark aspect of what is going on here. All right, let's see what next. I am hearing something about twin flame energy. So some of you may be on that journey currently. And 7 of Cups wanted to go right to the Plusle and Minen, which is the Libran energy. So it can relate to relationships in general. 7 of Cups kind of coming out stuck, but more reverse. 7 of Cups to the 8 of Cups reverse and the Lovers. Yeah, exactly what I was saying, twins, right? So whether it's a twin flame situation or a divine counterpart or soulmate, whatever it is, there is definitely something that's not really the greatest when it comes to romantic partnerships here. 7 of Cups in reverse, you know, it kind of feels like, I'm hearing like, there's the rub. The way that this feels like it's manifesting is you may feel like you're ready to settle for less than what you deserve, okay? Because with the 7 of Cups and the 8 of Cups coming out in reverse, it's telling me that, like, you know, it's like you want it all. Like, it feels like you're being more rational and more realistic about things, right? However, there are some old emotions that you have not been able to walk away from. These are emotional cycles, especially how it has to do with, you know, your love relationships or intimate partnerships. This can indicate the twins within. It can represent your own inner union of feminine and masculine energy, or yin and yang energy. But I am feeling that there is something external to you that is part of this. And again, for those of you on a twin flame journey, this could be part of it. But yeah, it's because of disappointments and old emotional patterns that you haven't been able to let go of. It's hard for you to conceive that you can have it all, of like everything that you want. Let's see. Tell us the light. We have Mudbray using Stampede. This is the donkey Pokemon. Yeah, so I feel like someone was an ass to you, and that's why it has caused you. Again, you're more rational about things, but it does kind of feel like you're more open to settling. And there's a difference between being rational and realistic about your expectations for a partnership, romantic or otherwise, or anything, right? Not just partnerships, anything. And settling for something less than you deserve. Those are two separate things. So make sure you don't confuse being realistic and rational versus settling for something less. Because with Stampede here, this is a fighting type. So what may have caused this is a stampede of fighting energy of the past. And that can be those old emotional programs that are still running in the background that make you feel like maybe you can't have it all. Or that you need to settle in order to get at least one of the cups filled that you want, or something like that. Let's see what it says. It says, loads weighing up to 50 times as much of its own body weight pose no issue for this Pokemon. It's skilled at making use of mud. Yeah, you know that you can carry heavy burdens. You are a master of doing so. Right, it's really the Taurus Scorpio axis that is known to carry, you know, pretty heavy burdens. Usually this would be considered more Taurus-y, and it's sort of the energetic burden that Scorpio bears. So again, it does seem like there is quite a heavy load. And again, it says that you can do it with no issue, right? So you're fine with baggage, I'll say, right? It's like you can handle a lot, right? And it's like, you know, you can handle 50 pounds, no problem. But it's like, but do I deserve, you know, 100 pounds of what I want, sort of thing? And it's talking about being skilled at the use of making mud. So what I'm getting with is like, even in your, I'm going to say kind of like poor relationships in the past, even in your relationships that were heavy burdens, that were, you know, not the greatest, you still could make use of mud, right? You still were able to get through it. You still were able to do X, Y, and Z. And you probably actually, you know, felt love for them or care for them or a sense of responsibility towards them and things like that. So you know that you can do with nothing, right? You can have a relationship with just the mud, right? Which is sort of like murky emotions. But that doesn't mean that all you deserve is mud and a heavy load. You know, it's like, yeah, you know that you can make use of that, but you also deserve something really good, right? It doesn't always have to be muddy. You could live in paradise. You can, you know, take the load off, and relationships literally can be that way. All right, let's see what's the shadow here. Wanted to come out with quite a slap and going right to the Two of Swords in reverse. We have Pin Urchin using Shocking Needles. So again, with the Two of Swords in reverse, coming out in the shadow. So it seems like the shadow has a lot to do with your solar plexus, clearly. So your sense of self, your ego, your personality, your willpower, and you know, your personality imprint, I guess I'll say, your unique light. With the Shocking Needles, it feels like there could be some, with that Two of Swords in reverse, that it could be something that has been communicated with someone. You may have been in a relationship with someone who used needles in some sort of way, and not a really great way. This could be a medical sort of thing, but it could also be drogas, okay? So yeah, let's see more. It says it feeds on seaweed, using its teeth to scrape it off rocks. electric current flows from the tips of its spines. So it's talking about feeding on seaweed and using its teeth to scrape it off rocks. This is very bottom feeder energy. And again, you have been in relationships that were basically at the bottom of the ocean, right? Kind of dark, right? Dark, seaweedy, you know, muddy and things like that. You know that you can be very successful in those kind of relationships. At least, you know, not that they were successful, right? You do have goals to be in a different type or a better type of relationship, but you are fully aware that you can have that type of relationship. It's talking about the electric current that is flowing from the tips of its spine. So this is the electromagnetic current that is flowing through your nervous system, is sort of expecting relationships to be this kind of downtrodden energy of, again, it feels like you're trying to accept less than you deserve because it feels more rational than like believing you can have it all, believing you can have sort of the ideal relationship, which is simply not true. Okay, you can have your ideal relationship. You really can. We are going to head into the extended just to find out what this is about. Scorpio, as I mentioned, because you guys were in first place, it is for free, so I really hope you enjoy that. Okay, there's a card that just wanted to fall to the ground and hide. Can't hide anything from a Scorpio. Calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. So it seems like, you know, you deserve a real soulmate, a good one, right? We have so many different kinds: friends, lovers, pets, mailmen, right? These are all different soulmates, different soul contracts. And if you want to call in a soulmate that is aligned, that you have this unconditional love with the Ace of Cups, and you know, you can have unconditional love for people who also treat you like SHIT, right? Those are called suffering soulmates, and you know, you don't want a suffering soulmate energy. So the way that you are praying and affirming and visualizing things, right? So you can't visualize relationships of the past and say, oh yeah, I want this, right? Or I want something like this, or, you know, I miss this person or whatever, because then the universe is going to keep giving you these, you know, not great people, right? Lovers in reverse type people. So you need to sort of up your game when it comes to, yeah, I saw make the effort. It is worth it. You know, up your game on your prayer and your affirmations and your visualizations of the way that you are calling in this soul contract. We have children in reverse. Your love life is being affected by children in reverse. So for those of you who have a child who think, oh, you know, no one's gonna, you know, maybe want to marry me because I have children, or something that has to do with children, leave the children out of it for now. Or maybe you're thinking, you know, maybe you have a standard of like, I want to meet someone who doesn't have kids, and you're like, well, maybe I'm being too picky. Let me just, you know, I'll take anybody sort of thing. No, be picky. Be picky. And again, you have to be calling them in with your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations specifically, right? And it does seem like now's the time to sort of keep children out of the equation. I'm also hearing, sorry, I had to drink some water. I'm also hearing, remember that Page of Pentacles that we saw? Keep children in adult bodies away from you as well. These are people who are emotionally immature, financially immature, or physically immature, you know, mentally immature. Scorpio, you know that you are an old soul, right? To have Scorpio placements, you've seen some things, right? Yeah, you know all about the heavy burdens. Do not date someone who is a child. Okay, I mean, obviously not a real one, but like, you know, someone who behaves like a child or who is emotionally infantile, okay? You deserve a lot better than that, and you certainly don't have to play the mother or father role in a relationship either. So, like I said, we are going to head in the extended and look at a little bit more about this situation. So if you would like to follow me there, the link is in the description box below.